So I just wrapped up the gym, um and it was something I was so excited about all day. Um I really believe in testing my limits, growing mentally, physically, um you know, in every way I can, trying overcoming challenges, becoming better at that, becoming more resilient. Those fall under mental, I guess, but I I I see the gym as the perfect place to grow in both of those ways, to grow mentally and physically. Like the gym is just as challenging mentally as it is physically for me. To push yourself to your limits in every set or on a finisher set, where you're just moving the weight until you mentally cannot. And it's something that, I mean, there's a study, or I don't know what it is. I don't know where I heard this. But it's something like, uh maybe it's in sprinting or maybe weightlifting, but it's like the statistic is people fail at 40% of their actual limit. Like they could have done 60% more than what they than where they actually stopped. Um and I don't know what that is. Maybe it's endurance, maybe it's running. Like you feel like your lungs are going to give out, and maybe I'm spreading misinformation, but essentially, like, the gym for me is just a mental game. It's, can I push past mild discomfort, uh, actual discomfort of, repping um, a weight that feels heavy, like, can I push past that limit, and will that help me grow mentally and physically? Yes, like it will tear my muscle down. But it also breaks that barrier of, I thought I couldn't do this weight, but I actually can. Like I can go past what I think is actually my limit. So anyways, every day, the gym is something I really push for. It's something I really prioritize in my day. Like if people want to hang out, but I've scheduled my day in a way where my lift is at that time, I will prioritize the gym over hanging out. Because I feel worse hanging out than I would had I prioritized the gym instead of hanging out. Um, but yeah, today I was just looking forward to this thing, going to the gym and pushing myself, and um, I have a goal for next week, and I'm just really trying to hit that goal, and I'm so close. And I don't know, I felt like today was super important, and I get to the gym and I'm pushing on one of my top sets, and I just feel this pop, 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 just in my chest. And it wasn't, it's not a tear or anything. Like I feel fine. Just under load, it was strained or something. And it it just made me so mad, because for the rest of my lift, I'm not gonna risk injury by putting more load on that muscle group. And it's so frustrating that that was the limit today. And I could have pushed, but it's just not worth an injury that would take months to recover from. But it just ruined my lift, and this thing I was looking forward to all day and then I get there. That's my outlet, and it's just gone. I can't express that way, and I can't push myself mentally or physically for the rest of the lift in the way I wanted, right? And I don't know. It's just that was so frustrating. But what is the outlet? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like the gym is just, it's something that ebbs and flows for me. It comes and goes, and sometimes I'm really into it, and other times it's just almost a waste of time, because if you're not focused on every set in weightlifting and every micro improvement, it's a waste of a lift. It's a waste of time. And I get into these mindsets where I'm really into it, and then maybe after 3 months I get sort of burnt out, and I'm just like not taking it as serious. And that's where your progress goes like this when you're into it, and then it just goes down. It's like you make gains, and then you lose them, and you make gains, and then you lose them. I think there was just about a year, where I was consistent. I think there was probably 3 vacations within that year, which broke my streak of going every single week, 6 days a week, for around an hour to 2.5 hours a week, depending on cardio, sauna, whatever. But I don't know. I love the gym because it is something that can be consistent. And even if I'm not making the physical gains because my head's not in it, it's still more challenging than not going, not showing up that day, or that week, or, I'm busy with school all day or work all day and I'm too tired, but I go anyways. It just feels good. But there's been 2, probably around 3-month breaks that I've had within the last 2.5 years. And I'm just coming off one of those breaks, and getting back into it is so tough. So I'm really into it right now, and I really don't want to get injured. I don't know. I hope the gym is something I always prioritize, and whatever form that is. Maybe it's running. Maybe it's just, stretching, like every day at home. Like some sort of physical challenge, I think, really benefits my mental. And when I don't have that in a day, I feel like I have a worse sort of mental state. But I hope that, I don't know, I've heard that when you turn, I think for guys, it's like around 33, 35. That's when you start to feel these effects of becoming, older, and you start to feel the wear on your muscles, joints, tendons, whatever, and recoveries take longer. It's not just like it's not a one day of being sore and then, feeling my phone running out of battery. I think what I was saying was, my fear is that I kind of lose that passion for, and that outlet of just, physical challenge and taking care of myself physically. And I lose that aspiration for just good health. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to commit my entire life to, perfect training, perfect diet. But my fear is that I just lose sight of taking care of myself. And so that has kind of been a factor pushing me right now to continue to go to the gym. But I mean, going forward, I just need to keep that focus and just keep going, just continue to be consistent. I feel like that's the most important part. That's all you can do. Be consistent. Show up. Showing up is better than not. So I don't know. I'll keep trying my best to challenge myself physically in whatever form that takes. So anyways,